Dr. Angela Berg here with Cure for the Kids Foundation. I am happy to be here with Healthy Happy Hour today to talk to you about sleep. We've talked about this a few times on different episodes, and we're going to dig a little bit into mistaken beliefs about sleep, so kind of myths. And there is a well-published top 10 list of myths about sleep, but I picked out 5, thinking that those were the most important for us to really talk about today. So the first one is that we really want to talk about, we have a tendency to believe we should all sleep 8 hours every night. And actually, our personal sleep needs do vary. There is a reference that we'll be able to give you that typically we range between 7 and 9 hours for most of us. And as we get into our senior years, we actually reduce that a little bit. And when we're in our infant years, it's significantly higher. But for the most of our life, it's between 7 and 9 hours. It's also a myth that it's ideal to sleep through the night, and that if we have any awakening at night, we sometimes beat ourselves up and create some anxiety for ourselves because we think if we wake at night, that's abnormal. Actually, occasional awakenings at night are normal. The other thing is I can and must make myself sleep. So this is number 3. We actually don't have the control that we think we have over making ourselves fall asleep. We can set up the environment, and we'll talk about that in a future episode, some strategies to really help promote our sleep. We can set ourselves up for good sleep, but we really have very little control over the process of actually falling asleep. So number 4 is that if you wake up, you should stay in bed and rest even if you can't sleep. And that is actually another pretty significant myth that can really make us get more anxious, more restless. It is really best to get out of bed. If you can't fall back asleep in 15 to 20 minutes, you should get out of bed and do something incredibly boring. Something without blue light, not watching TV, not getting on your phone, not doing your emails, maybe coloring, writing, journaling, trying to empty out your mind if your mind is busy. That is much more productive and less intrusive and less likely to make you keep struggling to try and fall back asleep. And then the last thing I want to talk about today is that there is a myth that good sleepers don't have dreams. So dreaming nightly is actually having an increased area of study. And it has been discovered that it really is an essential part of us having very good sleep that makes us feel rested in the morning. Sometimes they can be very lucid dreams. And what actually is the challenge for most of us is that we don't have slow starts to our day in the morning where we actually reflect upon our sleep, and that is the best opportunity that we have for remembering what it was that we indeed did dream about. But we dream much more than we think we dream. So dreaming nightly is an essential part of good sleep. And now I just want to briefly touch on a couple of other ones since we're doing good on time today. The other thing is thinking that we're going to have a terrible day if we don't sleep well. Sometimes we stay sharp because of some thought processes that we had that might have interfered with our sleep. And so we're pretty resilient as human beings. And so don't beat yourself up too much because that can actually add to you not having a good day. And then it's best to get up and be productive if you can't sleep. That kind of goes back again to the get up and do something very, very boring. Don't get up and stimulate your brain. Get up and do something very, very boring, very quiet, very relaxing, even if it's going in and washing your face or doing a little mini facial or some sort of little self-care. But that is kind of an overview of the top myths that most of us live with, or believe, or have been told by grandparents, great-grandparents, elders, neighbors, as we're growing up. And as we continue to encourage people to address sleep as a very core pillar of good health and wellness, no matter what journey you're going through of treating an illness, it is important to continue to focus on learning about sleep and promoting your best possible sleep so that you have your best wellness ability no matter what the journey is that you're going through. So thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to talking more about sleep and diving in a little deeper in an upcoming episode. Stay healthy, stay well, and we'll talk to you again soon.
It's gonna save the national health. Blame it on the national health. It's the state of the national health.